So I'm sorry. Were you done, Viz?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm done.
Okay. So I want to start by saying that yes, I'm not blame. Let me say this. I'm not blaming patriarchy, right? Because you're right. We're in a situation right now to date that we can make our own choices. However, I want you guys to please consider, just like Di was saying, after slavery, for instance, there are still trickle down effects. Can we agree with that, right? So with patriarchy, there are still trickle down effects. Why do you think there are so many women standing on being single right now? Because that y'all don't date men, right? Y'all not in the dating ring with men. So we are. And what I've experienced, and see, I chose to not have kids right now, right? I don't have any children, whether it be economic, because organisms at a basic level, they procreate and recreate in favorable situations, right? That's just basic science. If it's not a good enough environment, it will die off, it will not live, right? So what I'm saying is, economically, she might have decided in her mind, okay, instead of living a such and such life, where I'm struggling to do this by myself, let me go run this check. Now, I'm not saying that makes it right, but that is her choice. Because at the end of the day, the same way I made the choice to not go sleep with somebody to pay my bills, or not go do this and do that, or not be subject to men just because they got a bag, she made the choice to, guess what? I'm finna hit it and quit and getting paid. Now, that might not be the right way to go about changing the narrative for women across the globe. That may not be the right way to go about it, right? Per the way we're trying to, we're on this call or this talk to incite change, to be inspired, to have these type of conversations. I get it. But what I'm saying is, we have to consider that there are still effects of patriarchy right now. And if you don't believe that, I don't know how we can move forward. And what I'm saying with that is, she made a choice that would benefit her life. Again, $50 million, getting a piece of that, a portion of that, is more than most people will see in their lives. So
That's
I
not
can't, I'm
that's
not
not
here to, what I'm
patriarchy.
saying, huh?
That's not a. I just don't understand how that's a trickle down effect of patriarchy.
I
Imagine,
think
Like,
patriarchy exists, but not in
wait,
this
was
instance.
wait,
stated
let me,
by,
let
I
me,
think
let me
this instance is just a matter of her being selfish and wanting to capitalize on a situation individually. That's I don't think it's a patriarchy situation, even though yes, Raimi, it does exist, but she's just being greedy. She's just finding the next paycheck and popping out a baby so that way she could collect a paycheck.
She's
survival.
just saying it
All right.
started with.
But this is my thing. At what point, right? What point is equitable, right? Because this is my thing, right? And we do this with a lot of things in situations, a lot of situations in life. It's like there's a problem, the problem gets remedied, but yet we continue to talk about the problem. So if there's an uneven, if someone has an uneven advantage in a game, in a basketball game, the hoop is too high. I'm tall, you're short, the hoop is too high. Okay, so we lower the hoop halfway down. So now it's an even distance between me and you, but I'm still winning. At what point do we have to at what point do we accept that something was done about the lack in equity and that there's nothing you can do about the outcomes being equal? Because I think everyone's trying to get an equal outcome somehow, and you just can't. There's no way possible to get an equal outcome. So at some point you have to be able to accept, hey, yes, there was patriarchy. There was a time where women didn't have choices, but guess what? Women have choices now. We can't why are we even talking about a time when women didn't have choices when that's not the case now? Sure, it happened, but none of you lived through it. And we're living through a time where you all have the freedom to choose whatever the heck you want to choose. So I just don't get, when are we going to accept that all the laws that limited women's rights were done away with? Women now currently have all the rights, but y'all still keep
Let me
talking
ask you
about
something.
y'all continuously as women talk about a lack of equity in a time where you did not exist. You were not even a thought, but you're referencing it as though it somehow influences the conditions you're living under, and it doesn't in any way,
Hey,
shape, or
Cloud,
form.
Cloud,
None
tag
of
me in, bro.
you were
Cloud,
housewives.
my mother
None of
did.
you were none of you grew up in the color purple. None of y'all were getting whipped. Woman, go fix me a sandwich. None of y'all
You
had to
don't know
shave.
that.
None of y'all had to
You
shave.
You don't know
None of
that.
y'all
You
on this
don't know
And
panel.
there are
man.
still, you don't know that. And there are
Y'all
still
on this
women.
panel were
I
sold
grew up
into
in.
marriage by your father
You
and
don't
had
know
to
what
shave your
household I
man
grew
with
up
a
in.
razor
Cloud, you're
and
putting the
not cut
noose
him
There's
in
no
around your
point in
neck,
between.
talking.
yo.
We
Like,
ain't gonna stop
what
It
the
talking.
doesn't matter
hell?
to none of y'all. So I
Well,
just don't understand what fantasy world y'all living in. Like
the
y'all are
other
not, like
part
this
of it
isn't
too.
really
All
married
right,
to
I'm gonna have to start putting the time on y'all just so we can make sure we're spreading the mic, man.
Hey, so the other part of it too. We right now in 2024, we have seen an explosion of women that are millionaires, if not multimillionaires. Not to put out Kelly's information, but I think I remember her saying on one show that she makes 100K. So it's, and a lot of people, even men, won't see that in a year. So we're in a position, women are in a position, black people are in a position to capitalize in a nation that is that runs off of capitalism. So yes, there are instances that may hinder a person from achieving a certain number, a certain amount of money. But if you are, especially now with the power of entrepreneurship and earning your place in the corporate field, you can absolutely make that money. But to all that she's doing, Raimi, if you're using the $50 million, all that is realistically at the end of the day, that's prostitution. Because if she wanted a family, if we're blaming patriarchy, which most women want a man that's going to lead them, that is a part of patriarchy. So it goes against everything that you're saying about it.
Well, Vic,
Because if
if I
that's
have
all that she's
time
going for, that
out,
I'm just popping out these babies
let's take the money
just to
out of
lock
it.
in a certain type of lifestyle that's gonna bag me 50 million, then that don't have shit to do with patriarchy.
Let's take the money out of it. What I'm talking about is the mental effects of patriarchy as well. They have been passed down. When women don't talk to young girls about how to date, who to date, their vaginas, and what to do with them, they
Why
don't.
not?
So what I'm saying is, it's a mental, the same way keeping people enslaved for how many years. It has nothing to do with money. It's about how you're teaching women,
So
right?
why
The
so
same way
why
women.
aren't we teaching our women then?
It's the way
So
And
y'all
why
treat us and the way y'all think about us. Like we said before, to be a
thank you.
woman is bad. Stop crying like a girl. You're acting like a woman. You're playing like a woman. They purposely, and
who
when there's some women out there, just like this girl going around Illinois right now playing basketball at all the fitness centers, and they like, oh, that's a girl. She played like a girl, but she end up busting every dude that come on the court. Y'all sit here and put these things, play like a girl, act like a girl, being anything like a woman is bad. They have always been like that. The way
and
y'all treat us, why? Just think about it. Imagine, and it's like, I'm surprised that y'all can't get it because it's like, think about what the white people say to us. Well, why y'all still killing each other? It's still, y'all
being
got
like a man is bad for
opportunities,
women.
y'all have schools, y'all have this, y'all have that, and y'all
why
saying the
are
same
we
thing as,
still
oh, well,
killing each
laws were
other?
passed. Y'all saying the same thing to us, where laws was passed, and y'all can do this and y'all can do that, but still in a relationship, are things and ways that you're treating us as women, and we feel like we don't want to deal with that. Back then we had to deal with it, but now we feel like we want a little bit more respect. We want to be included on the conversation when you making business decisions, because like you said, we're bringing money to the table too. We want to be
Because of
included in
penis
things
envy.
that we were not included in. We want a certain level of respect that we did not get back in the day, because we were told that we wouldn't deserve the respect because we wasn't working, we wasn't putting food on the table, we wasn't putting a roof
Who
over our
told you
head.
that?
So it's a certain way, and like we said, and it's just us as
When
women.
did you hear
How
that
you
in your
wait? Let me
life?
finish. Let me finish. How y'all want to be respected as men is gonna look different about how we want to feel as women. You know what I'm saying?
Of
Y'all might
course.
not be able to relate to it because it might not be important to you, but there are things that you do as men that y'all think is little because it's not as big as paying the bills and providing a household, that we hold to a very high standard. And now to y'all, it looks like we're just leaving for no reason, when in reality, we've always felt like this in life. It's just back in the day, we couldn't say nothing.
Hold on,
But I
hold on,
think
hold
it's
on.
also
Hold on,
unrealistic to just be
Just
like,
Hold on,
well, what are
hold
you
on, man.
teaching your children?
Hold on, y'all.
Hold on. Y'all been talking a whole lot.